Why does ego always get people in trouble? Still trying to figure that out, especially with young folks that got a lot of money. Ego gets in the way and it prevents them from doing common sense stuff. Obviously, I'm looking at the situation with Nolan Smith. Um, got caught going 135 in Georgia. And you know what? It may sound worse than it is. Was they on a lonely road? I remember when we used to go on away trips with the Eagles. Um, we had a private, I guess I guess you could call it runway. It was but one place where the planes picked us up, and we could get there, drive our cars there, park there. Everything was secured, but it was the airport, but it wasn't quite the airport. It was kind of off the beaten path, and to get there, you had some of these lonely roads. And I remember they used to tell us, don't go speeding out of here because the cops are waiting for us. The cops knew we were there. The cops knew what we were doing. And of course, everybody, the expensive cars that all of the football players had, you had some people with Chargers and some big engine cars and some muscle cars and things like that. So of course they're gonna put the pedal to the metal. And you talking about the streets that were back there, they were long, straight, and there was not much back there. It wasn't like warehouses and stuff like, I don't know really, I can't remember what was back there, but it wasn't developed. So it was in and out. So if you wanted the drag race, that was the place to do it because it was straight. And they used to tell us, cops are waiting for you. Do not peel up out of here going 100 miles an hour, or the cop's going to pull you over and give you a ticket. And they knew who we were. All of that type of stuff. Is this any different? Um, he was clock going 135 in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. So I'm guessing he was on the highway. He was in his car rolling. Now, what time it was and where it was. But at the end of the day, man, just pump your brakes, literally. Pump your brakes. So I don't know the situation as to why he was arrested. Uh, because I don't know if they arrest you if you go in a certain mile an hour over the speed limit. I don't know what time of the morning it was. I remember, I think Warren Sapp was talking about Tony Dungy's rules.
Yeah, anytime after midnight, if you're doing 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, alcohol, drugs, guns, women you know too well or not well enough.
And he ran it down, and sure enough, those are the same things that people get in trouble for now. If I find a video clip, I'm gonna put that up there because I want him to say it because he said I don't want to mess it up, especially coming from Coach Dungy. But at the end of the day, man, this is, to me, in my opinion, when you deal with situations like this with players, this is all ego, because you could hire a driver. There are a lot of things you could do in a situation like this other than going 130, 135 miles an hour on the highway. So um, there's still a bunch of question marks, but at the end of the day, man, you don't want your face, you don't want your mugshot being released. The mugshot will go out before the information is released. Matter of fact, I was going to take the mugshot and use it for the thumbnail, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. The kid is probably embarrassed as it is. It's probably, like I said, ego. I don't know if anybody else was in the car. I don't know if he was just had his foot down. Um, and it's interesting. They don't even say what kind of car it was. Not that they would, but I'd be curious to see what he was driving. Was he driving some type of? Was he driving a Porsche? Was he driving a Hellcat? Well, what was he driving? Most likely something with a big engine. Because you know what? He can afford it. But young fellas, don't let your ego get you in trouble. Don't let your ego cost you money. I know you got money, but that don't mean you should waste it. So if he was going home or wherever he was going, and you know what? Um he was in Georgia. So he was probably at home, maybe at school. Um and that's not a good look down in Georgia with all of the issues they done had with football players and driving incidents, that's not the place you want to be going 130 in the 70 because they looking for issues. Like, come on, you got to be smarter than that, man. And that's just plain and simple. That's ego getting in the way. You got to be smarter than that. These young fellas got to be smarter than that, or it's just going to end up costing the money. And I know you got the money. We already know that. That don't mean you got to give it away. And it's the other stuff. This is the stuff that sets you up for the next phase of your life. And if you've been in the police blotter multiple times, if you've been arrested multiple times, when you finally done playing, and then it's time for you to take that next step, whether you get in the booth or now if you're going to do a podcast, all of that type of stuff, it affects all of that, what you're doing in the next step. And I know, and I'm saying that as an OG, and I know these young cats don't think about that now. Now you have to think about it. Because back when I was coming up, if you did something at school or you got arrested or something like that, it was still ways that you could hide that. Now, soon as you do something, everybody got a receipt. Everybody's got a receipt. These posts on, I don't know what this is on ESPN. The picture that you see now is on ESPN's Twitter page. ESPN, NFL, and Adam Schefter. So these receipts ain't going nowhere. You can't hide the truth like you could back in the 80s and 90s. The only people that knew that something happened was the people in that immediate community. Nobody else knew. You could send somebody away for a couple weeks and everybody would forget or would never be the wiser. Not these days. Everybody knows. And then once everybody find out, everybody got an opinion. Everybody gonna have an opinion about it, whether they know anything about it or not. That's the most dangerous thing. Because now you got so many people commenting on stuff that they know nothing about. And the only thing they have to go off of is what they read on social media. And a lot of times the stuff that they put on social media ain't vetted, ain't verified, nothing. So literally somebody could be out there making it up. And you will be the one to suffer before everything gets straightened out. And even if and when it is straightened out, the court of public opinion might judge you and you might never get back to the status you had before. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Young fellas, young ladies, young women, if you are involved in professional sports, you got to be careful because there is always somebody out there that's going to come for what you got. You see that now. You saw what happened with Enrique Gumbawale at the club. All of that type of stuff. This type of stuff happens to pro athletes all the time. So just got to be careful. Nolan Smith, I hope everything all right. I hope you didn't hit nobody. I hope that's as far as it goes. You was just driving way too fast on the highway. And let's leave it at that. I hope ain't nobody going to pop up and say it was something else that it wasn't. But the minute you get in trouble with the law, that's the first thing that can happen. You don't know what somebody can make up. So how about we just not be in those situations? Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click that notification bell. And if you're on a mobile device, make sure you hype it up.